So apparently Tom Vandenberge bought a $50,000 gold director's chair with a champagne fridge because nothing says artistic vision like literal golden thrones.
Wait, hold on. Are we really starting with the gossip section? What about Echo holding #1 for another week with 22.6 million? That's actually impressive.
Oh sure, let's celebrate mediocrity maintaining its grip on audiences who apparently can't find anything better to watch.
Mediocrity? It's a well-crafted thriller. The magazine literally called it well-crafted. And the driver is sitting pretty with a 9 out of 10 critic score and nearly $10 million.
Right. Meanwhile, Echoes Before Forgetting earned $15 million despite critics giving it a brutal 4 out of 10, proving once again that marketing budgets matter more than actual quality.
Okay, but listen, romance fans deserve representation too, and sometimes you just want something comforting even if it's not Oscar bait.
Comforting? The critics savaged it. But sure, let's defend audiences throwing money at garbage while Broken Streets, a 9 out of 10 masterpiece, earns a pathetic $364,000.
That's actually heartbreaking about Broken Streets. You're absolutely right about that one. Quality and commercial success really do live in different zip codes.
Finally, some sense, though I'm sure you'll find a way to defend The Burn earning less than $650,000 with a 2 out of 10 score.
No way, even I have limits. Though honestly, how do you even manage to make less than $700,000 in theaters? That's almost impressive in its own tragic way.
It's called being aggressively terrible. Cold Mercy wasn't much better with its frigid 3 out of 10, and critics showed absolutely no mercy in their reviews.
Hang on though, next week looks absolutely incredible. Steven Spielberg has 2 movies coming out. Jordan Peele's got Hotline Miami, which they're calling a neon-soaked carnage masterpiece.
Sure, Spielberg's got The Long Way with a perfect 9 out of 10, but he's also inflicting the Iran war documentary on us with a disappointing 4 out of 10.
Even Spielberg can't bat 1,000. But Michel Gondry doing Tom's rhinoplasty? Angelina Jolie directing Fearscape Get Out? This is like a film buff's dream week.
And it's also a nightmare week, because Explodovision is flooding cinemas with 7 titles, including the apparently Hitchcock-spinning Money Hole that critics called boring enough to wake the dead. Plus, Ron Howard's crashing and burning again with Paper Wings because apparently Top Gun Maverick didn't teach Hollywood anything about aviation movies.
Okay, but you're completely ignoring the rumor mill section, which is absolutely bonkers this week. Buck Thornton demanding all explosions be exactly 15% louder?
Of course, the Explodovision guy wants louder explosions. That's like saying water is wet. More concerning is this mystery mogul feeding scripts to trained pigeons at 3 a.m.
That's either the most elaborate corporate espionage scheme ever, or performance art gone completely off the rails. And don't get me started on Gussie switching to foam props only.
After 3 consecutive on-set mishaps, foam props sound like basic workplace safety, not newsworthy incompetence.
But safety first, authenticity second is actually a reasonable motto. Better than whatever lens flare Larry is doing with his $10,000 monthly Instagram filter addiction.
47 different filters on every single frame of film while his studio stock sits at $0. That's not artistic vision, that's clinical obsession.
You know what, though? At least these people are passionate about cinema, even if they're completely unhinged about it. Stephen D. building a funhouse maze in his office sounds kind of amazing, actually.
Amazing until you're the intern who gets lost for hours trying to find accounting behind a wall of inflatable tube men.
Okay, that's fair. That would be genuinely terrifying. But can we talk about how stacked this weekend was for new releases? 28 movies opened last Friday.
28 movies, and most of them earned less than a decent food truck makes in a weekend. Quality over quantity is apparently a foreign concept.
But that means there's something for everyone. Horror fans got multiple Fearscape entries. Action fans got all those Explodovision titles. Even art house crowds got options.
Options nobody wanted, based on those box office numbers. The amazing vignettes of crime and passion didn't even crack the top 10.
Sometimes great art takes time to find its audience. Not everything can be an instant commercial hit like Echo or the Frostbite strain.
Speaking of Frostbite strain, 16.8 million and approaching 35 million total, apparently audiences really do love a good pandemic thriller when it's not actually happening to them.
See? You just proved my point about audiences having good taste. They're supporting well-made entertainment and keeping quality films like Echo and The Driver in theaters.
Fine, I'll give you that one. Even a broken clock is right twice a day, and occasionally audiences do pick the right movies.
Occasionally, they're doing great this week. And with Hotline Miami coming next week, we might actually see some real innovation in action cinema.
Or we might see Jordan Peele disappear up his own artistic vision, but I guess we'll find out next week.
That's the spirit. Cautiously optimistic cynicism, it's like character growth. Same time next week to see if Tom's gold chair actually improves his movies?
Absolutely, and maybe by then someone will explain why trained pigeons are apparently the future of Hollywood marketing.
This has been another chaotic week in Follywood with Alex and Jamie for Umpire Magazine.